So the first one is negative 6 times times 7. Negative 7 times 6. So we have a negative times a positive. So that is a negative. And it's negative 42. Our next one is negative 1 times negative 10. We have a negative and a negative. So it is a positive, and then 1 times 10 is 10. For the next one, we have negative 72 divided by negative 9. We have a negative and a negative. 2 negatives make a positive. And then 72 divided by 9 is 8. Next one is negative 24 divided by 3. We have 1 negative, so the answer is negative. And it is 24 divided by 3 is negative 8. Next one is negative 3 times 4 times negative 6. So we have 2 negatives here, so the answer is going to be positive. And then we just do order of operations, left to right. Negative 3 times 4 is negative 12 times negative 6 equals positive 72. Next one is negative 3 to the third power. So we're going to write out everything that's in the parentheses. Negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. So negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. There's an odd number of negative signs, so my answer is going to be negative. And 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, so it's negative 27. When they tell you what A, B, and C are, like in the next examples, A equals 4, B equals negative 6, and C equals negative 12, then the first problem is C to the second power. You're going to plug in whatever C is, which is negative 12 squared. And then we're going to do, negative 12 squared. So the only thing that gets squared is this. So it is 12 times 12 is 144, and the answer is negative. So it's negative 144.
Yeah, that's correct.
If it's in parentheses like this, then we keep whatever C is inside the parentheses. So this negative would go inside the parentheses. But since there's no parentheses in this one, you're only squaring the number, and then the negative would stay right here. So this one, because it's in parentheses and the whole total of C is negative 12, we put everything in the parentheses because it's saying C is in the parentheses. And then in this case, we have 2 negatives, which makes a positive, and then it's 144. That's not the problem that you have, though.
Yeah.
Okay, our next one is B times C. So B times C is negative 6 times negative 12, and we have 2 negatives, which make a positive. It's 72. So remember, when you're multiplying or dividing, if you have 2 negatives, it's a positive. If you have a positive and a negative, it's a negative. If you have a negative and a positive, it's a negative. And if you have a positive and a positive, it's a negative. It's a positive. So think about it like this. If a negative person is having a conversation with another negative person, it's a positive experience. If a positive person is having a conversation with a negative person, it's a negative experience. If a negative person is having a conversation with a positive person, their experience is negative. And if a positive person is having a conversation with a positive person, the answer is positive because they're having a positive experience. Okay, that is not the same for adding and subtracting, which I already did a video about. Okay, the next one is A times B over C. So we're going to do A is 4, B is negative 6, and C is negative 12. So we have 4 times 6, and it's a negative, so it's going to be negative 24 over negative 12. 2 negatives make a positive, and 24 divided by 12 is 2. And then our next one is C minus B over A. So C is negative 12 minus negative 6 over A. So if you have a negative and a negative like this, we circle it and it becomes a plus. Negative 12 plus 6 is negative 6 over 4. And then we simplify that. Negative 6 over 4 is negative 3 halves. Sorry, it's so squished. Does that make sense, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. Then number 11 is, in speech class, you lose 3 points for every 30 seconds that you go over the time limit. Your speech is 90 seconds over. What integer represents the change in your points? So basically, every time you go over 30 seconds, you get a negative 3. So it's negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3. And the problem would be 90 seconds over the problem would be negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3. So you went over 3 times. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
The first 30 seconds was here that you went over. Then the second was 60 seconds over. So you get docked another point. And then the 90 seconds that you went over, you would get another 3 points off. So negative 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
So the integer that would show how many points you got deducted is negative 9 points. And then I couldn't see number 12. You had number 12, 13, 14, 15. So can you read 12 for me?
Yeah. Number 12 is, on a mountain, the temperature decreases by 18 degrees Fahrenheit every 5,000 feet. What integer represents the change in temperature at 20,000 feet?
Okay, can you read it again? Temperature decreases by...
On the mountain, the temperature decreases by 18 degrees Fahrenheit every 5,000 feet.
Okay.
What integer represents the change in temperature at 20,000 feet?
Okay, so first we have to say, what is 20,000 divided by 5,000?
Mm-hmm.
It's 4, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if it goes down 18 degrees every 5,000, we need 4 of those. So we would do 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18, and it would be going down, so the answer would be negative. Or you can just do 18 times 4, which is 72. So 18 times 4, and the answer is negative because the temperature is decreasing.
Yeah.
And then we would do degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, next one, number 13.
13 is, you play a video game for 15 minutes, you lose 165 points. What is the mean change in points per minute?
What is the main change of points?
No, the mean.
And
MEAN.
say it again.
MEAN.
The mean change of points. Okay, read the whole thing together.
You play a video game for 15 minutes. You lose 165 points. What is the mean change in points per minute?
Okay. So, if you lose 165 points in 15 minutes, we would do 165 divided by 15 it would be 11 points per minute. And then because you're losing the points, you would do negative 11 points per minute.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
Okay. There's an A and a B part to it. So you dive 21 feet from the surface of a lake in 7 seconds. That's like the direction. And then A is, what is the mean change in your position in feet per second?
Okay, so we would do 21 divided by 7.
Three.
And then they're saying that you're going up would be positive, but if you're going down, it would be negative 3 feet per second.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is?
Negative 3 feet per second.
And then what is B?
B is, you continue diving. What is your position relative to the surface after 5 more seconds?
After how many more seconds?
5.
Okay, so if you've already gone 21 feet in 7 seconds, now we have to find out how much you would go in 5 more seconds. And here's the deal. So we've gone 21 feet, so that's negative 21. If you go negative 3 more feet per second, that would be minus 15 more because you've gone 5. So we add these up. 5 plus 1 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3, and it's negative 36. And then you would say feet
Per.
in 12 seconds.
Okay. Last question. A female grizzly bear weighs 500 pounds. After hibernating for 6 months, she weighs only 200 pounds. What is the mean change in her weight per month?
Okay. So she basically loses in 6 months, she loses 300 pounds.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 300 divided by 6 is 50 pounds per month. And it's a negative, right? Because she loses it. So it's a negative 50 pounds per month.
So negative 50 pounds per month. Okay.